Hello, and welcome back to Whispers from the Phylactery. Now that we're into a new year, 2026, I've decided I'm going to pursue a goal that I've wanted to do for a while, for a couple of years, and that's looking at publishing my own source book for various TTRPG systems. So, this video and, well, the series of videos is just going to be a sort of ongoing development diary, just sort of keeping track on things. I want a chance to talk honestly about what's being built, what's changing, how long it's taking, and what questions I have, what other questions might have for people that are trying to do this themselves. Because I'm just a DM. I've been a DM for 15 years, 15 plus years, but this is my first time publishing something. So if you're a designer yourself, maybe my bumbling here gives you something useful. And if you're just curious, then consider this a look behind the curtain and something that you don't have to do yourself. So I guess let's just talk about where things are sitting right now, the current state of the project. I've been working on it for a week and a half. I I picked out a name. Turns out that name is taken. Can't use Aethelgard. So I'm going with the working title of Beneath the Emerald Sea. Uh, Really, it's an idea of a steampunk magitech world where the oceans are replaced by trees and forests. So uh, the civilized races live on mountaintops and plateaus and make various forays into the forest below. I'm thinking that there's going to be a lot of airship travel and potential vehicle rules with that I've started looking into. But primarily right now, I am focusing on getting the theme consistent for what I want. Because I've been thinking about this for a long time, for a couple of years. And I've jotted down notes every so often. We all do. We have an idea, we put it down. Now it's time to collate all those notes and really make them something useful. I already have ideas for what I want the source book to include. Um, I know I want it to include uh, the regional gazettes, both for the regions as a whole. I'm trying to have three regions, like three broad regions. Um, the spires, which are the mountaintops where people live, the the forest and the regions within there, and then the underground, which is, well, delving into the mountains and dealing with the races there and what can be explored in the mountain instead of just what's on top of it. And I want to ideally break each of those down into three or four sub-regions. I might do more. I think three or four is pretty good as a bar to hit. Um, I might end up doing more for the forest just because it's deeper. I really want to give it various biomes that you can explore. But that's my thought process right now. So that's what I'm currently developing, is putting all that there. So getting off track on my own thing here. Uh, Beyond just the regions, I want to include various descriptions of cities that are available, races that are uh, innate to this world, because it's not the typical setting. I play a lot of Pathfinder, so Galarian, um, and for D&D, it's the Sword Coast. So it's going to be something different. It'll it'll have its own set of races that I think are common, which I can always go into more later on. But regions, races, different cities, and modes of transportation. I'm not quite sure yet what system I want to do it for. I want to make one for sure that's system agnostic, just because it'll be a source book. It'll have everything written down. You can put it in whatever system you want. Um, as far as a rules specific system, I'm not sure so far between Pathfinder 2nd edition or Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. 5th edition, I feel, has a larger reach, but uh, the OGL, or is it called the ORC now? That might has those. The community guidelines for content are a bit trickier. This week I did read over Pathfinder's and Paizo's community attribution, and I think I'm leaning towards there just because it's much more open. It's a lot easier to say this is compatible with Pathfinder and then be able to distribute it. So I'm leaning towards there, but I think this week I want to read more into what's possible for D&D and see, because I haven't really started plotting stats yet, just ideas. I want to this week I want to look into what's up with D&D and go forward. Make my choice after that. I might do both depending on how I feel, but for sure I want to do the system agnostic one and then pick one setting or one system to make it work with. And what else did I do this week for it? I also looked into formatting options because I was bored at work one day and just sort of how to create the pages that look like pages. And it looks all of it's fairly cheap online. You can get templates from DriveThruRPG for 5th edition and Pathfinder for $5 or $6. So I'll probably go that route because that's way easier. I can't do it myself. And if I can buy one that looks the same, perfect. $5 or $6 is nothing. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So the goals for next week is going to be finish fleshing out the regions, the broad strokes. I want the 3 main regions with 3 to 4 subregions and the cities. I want to finish sketching that out. I've done a little bit of thinking on the vehicles, but I'm not going to do that yet. If I try and think on too many things at once, I'm just going to burn myself out. So I want to finish sketching the regions, and I want to look into the D&D content guidelines. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This is something I've wanted to do for a while, and I've had this world setting bouncing around in my head for a while, admittedly, ever since I saw a writing prompt on Reddit regarding this, where a world where oceans are replaced by trees. And I thought that was a really cool idea. So I've been building on it, building on it, building on it over the past couple of years. And I think that's pretty much where the project is at the moment. It's a new project. If you're interested, stick around for the next ones. I'm going to try and do one of these videos every week. I know this was really off the cuff, and my brain is kind of scattered right now. So it wasn't super coherent, but but if you stuck around this long, thank you. If you're working on something similar or you've wrestled with the same design questions in the past, I'd love to hear how you approached these issues or these concerns, these questions. Not even just the answers, more the perspectives that you've had doing it, or if you've thought about doing it. I'm just curious. I'm starting it. I want to get as much feedback and info as possible. But thank you for joining me today. And I guess we'll end it there. I don't know what else to say. So happy 2026. Bye.